You say, let me start with this. Okay, so do you get more sleep day after you pitch or the day before you pitch?
Day before.
Day before? How much sleep is that?
11 to 13.
11 to 13. How do you do it?
I don't know, just sleep. I'm able to sleep forever.
That's beautiful. I mean, what a gift to be able to do that. Now, is this something like when you set your routine? Was this something that when you were a young boy in Japan learning to play, or is this something that's maybe kind of come with time as you've gotten into pro baseball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it's not like it happened like overnight or anything. It's just like I'm able to just sleep whenever, wherever, So yeah, sleep's no issue.
I want to learn a little bit about the culture of Japanese baseball and the impact it means on so many players to now kind of want to come to the major leagues, because for a long time that wasn't always the case. Was your dream always to be a major league player, or would you have been happy as a young boy, staying in Japan?
本格的に目指したのは
Yeah, the biggest thing was when I was 18 years old. Yeah, I had scouts come over from MLB and talk about potentially coming over to the major leagues right away. So, that's really when I, set my sights on potentially coming to MLB one day.
You say, who are your favorite players as a kid?
Obviously, Ichiro.
Yeah.
And Hideki Matsui. Yeah.
Have you had a chance to meet those guys?
Yeah. I played with Ichiro, actually.
I'm like, God, what am I talking about? Of course. Of course, yeah. That's right. It was because it was at the end of Ichiro's career. I'm remembering the time in Seattle, of course.
His last day is my debut. My debut day, yeah.
I didn't realize that was his very last day.
Last day, yeah. I debuted. I'm sure that was a big deal in Seattle. Like, how big of a deal do you think that was in Japan?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't know until like the end of the game that he was actually going to retire, like after that game, So obviously, that had a big impact on me, and all of Japan, they were kind of like shocked as well. So yeah, that was the immediate reaction.
So how big is Major League Baseball in Japan? Because I know that there are so many, like, especially now, it seems like there's so many more fans even than there were maybe 10 years ago. But like, how would you describe how big it is watching Major League Baseball?
それこそ10年前まで
Yeah, maybe up until like 10 years ago, it was kind of like a dream to get to like Major League Baseball. But now that like more people are coming over to the major leagues, it's becoming more like, a goal for everybody to get to major leagues for Japanese players overseas, over there.
身近というかもちろん夢の舞台であるけど、みんなが目指してる、そういう感じに変わってるかな。
Do you feel like maybe there's probably some guys there now that probably could just come over here and play right away?
いや、そこはやっぱりメジャーのレベルもどんどん上がってると思うし。
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to say right now. Like, obviously, as everyone can see, the level of Major League Baseball is going, up, every year. And so, the top players in Japan, yeah, they probably can come over here and be successful potentially. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
Well, I mean, it's clearly worked out well for you a couple times, an all-star, the front end of this staff here with the Angels. When you think about what your experience has been like, has your time in the major leagues been what you hoped it would be?
まあ正直1年目すごく
Yeah, just looking back, like my first year with the Mariners, it didn't go according to the plan, so from there I had to kind of think about like what I need to do to, survive and succeed in the MLB. And so, yeah, from there becoming all-star twice and stuff, I think I've come a long way.
No question. It's been amazing watching you, and it's been great having you here with the Angels this season. I want to kind of get to know a little bit about you too. Okay, what does Yusei Kikuchi like to do in his spare time?
In my free time?
Yes, in your free time.
Reading.
Reading? Oh, I heard you were a reader. What kind of books do you like to read?
Obviously baseball.
Okay.
And training, nutrition, psychological, novel. I like everything.
So would you say the kind of stuff you like to read and the stuff that you're into is like all about baseball? Like in terms of like what you like is preparing yourself to succeed here, kind of with everything that you do?
まあその野球につなげようとしてあまり読んでないんで。
I'm not trying to connect reading to baseball. Try to separate that, and actually make it my hobby. But in order to survive the MLB, it's important to be on top of training and nutrition and the mental side of the game and stuff. So yeah, just like make sure like I'm on top of that and ahead of the curve. Like it's good to read on those stuff to like update. And yeah, I just think about like myself. I'm not like a super tall human being, so like how am I going to succeed in MLB, like using my entire body to pitch mechanically, or like how I should be thinking mentally. I think that's like really important to succeed.
I'm curious about the mental side, because I know when you got here, we've heard it from Ron Washington. Ray Montgomery has said this as well. I think Barry Enright's even made some comments about the job you've done mentoring a lot of young pitchers on this staff, a couple veterans, but some young guys as well, especially in that time in spring training when everyone's kind of coming together. What are some of the things that you feel like maybe you've learned that you've been able to share with the guys to help the whole group kind of come up and hopefully have the success you've had in this game?
僕一番大事にしてるのはもういつも一緒の
Yeah, the biggest thing I've learned over the years, just playing for different teams, being with Seattle, Toronto, Houston, is just being the same guy. Just staying even keeled, not being too high, not being too low. And so like just knowing that and how important it is, just like seeing guys like, Trouty, and like the other star players, they're always level-headed, even-keeled, being the same person all the time. So yeah, that's like the biggest message I sent to the younger players, and just be the same person. Don't be too high, don't get too low. Even if you get hit, so what? Tomorrow is a new day. So like keep the same routine, and just keep at it.
You say you have a lot going on when it comes to, first of all, sleeping 12 hours for a start, trying to compete at the major league level, also a husband and a father. How do you find that family balance, especially in a really busy big league season?
もうそれはやっぱり
Yeah, I gotta say thanks to my wife, first of all. Like during the season, it's like really hard to balance everything. And so, yeah, just rest is really important, and always being on the road as well. So like honestly, like I don't have a lot of time to spend with my family, including my son. So yeah, my wife does like 90% of the taking care of the household and everything. But and she lets me focus on baseball. But that's I have something to look forward to in the off season, and off season is really when like I can spend time with family and be a father. Yeah.
We did get to see you spend a little bit of time as a family together at the All-Star game, and it was so neat. And you have a beautiful family. It was so cool seeing some of the pictures and the video that came out of that. I thought the Angels did a great job kind of showing just your time at the All-Star game. So we got to see a little glimpse of that, but from your perspective, what was that time like, getting to be there on that stage and getting to share that with your family?
Yeah, obviously All-Star Week was pretty hectic, but yeah, I was able to enjoy a little bit with my family, as everyone was able to see, and it was a little unfortunate that I wasn't able to pitch because how the pitching was lined up afterwards after the break. But yeah, I think it's something that my son's gonna remember forever because he's 6 years old, and he probably doesn't remember the first time I was there. And so yeah, I think that's that moment together on the red carpet and spending together All-Star Week. I think that's a moment we'll cherish forever.
How different is it when you know you're not going to pitch, when you're going to that event? Obviously, there's so much fanfare that comes with the All-Star game, and everyone, again, all the pictures and the activities and the media. I know everyone wants to compete in the game, and you didn't get a chance to do that, but does that kind of change how the week goes for you versus if you were going to pitch, maybe you're still, kind of in some baseball activities? How does that work?
2回とも投げれてないんで何とも言えないですけど
Yeah, like obviously being there twice, I haven't been able to pitch, so like I don't really know how things would be different if I were to pitch in the All-Star game, but yeah, just it might have affected the amount of time I was able to be with the family, right? So yeah, I think there's that trade-off a little bit there, but yeah, I was able to enjoy it with my family, so.
I always find it pretty interesting in game when there's a mound visit, and now and you go out there. Now there's a conversation, right? And I've always kind of wondered, does anything ever like get lost in translation? Are there ever like funny moments that happen in some of those situations? Are there any stories about that? Maybe you could tell us.
もういつも
Yeah, like. When we're together, like there's no like situation where like there's something gets lost in translation. But when I'm not out there and the manager's out there, like wash. Yeah, he uses a lot of slang that's not in the Japanese dictionary a lot. So yeah, that's sometimes hard to pick up. But yeah, that's about it.
That's pretty great. Who are some of the funny guys on the team?
On the team. Travis Darno.
Darno. Wow. Because to me, he kind of seems like the dry humor guy, I guess. But is he keeps things loose?
Yeah. センスがいいね。
Yeah, he's got that little sense of humor, in him. So,
yeah, no, yeah. Darno is beautiful. That's pretty neat. What's the relationship like with the starting pitchers in this group? Because my gosh, the first 3 months of the season, it was the same five, and that doesn't happen in baseball anymore. So when you were able to kind of have that routine and the familiarity, and everyone kind of knows the schedule, there's the baseball side of it, but I think also probably the personal side. We know the baseball side, but from a personal side, what's it like, the relationship with the other starters?
Yeah, obviously, you got 3 veterans in the rotation with Kyle, TA, myself, and Jack and Sori, and yeah, we constantly communicate in terms of how we prepare game to game, yeah, and just exchange information and all that. But yeah, just naturally, I think with whatever team, I think you grow closer, with the starting 5.
Who would you say are maybe some of your closest friends in the game?
Zach Neto?
Yeah?
Yeah.
You and Neto are close. Have you taught Zach Neto any Japanese?
Yeah, but bad word. Only bad word.
That's so good. Well, yeah. I'm sure he can remember that.
Yeah.
I'm sure that is what Zach Neto would want to know. How did that come to be? How did you guys hit it off?
彼は誰に対しても
Yeah, as you know, he's a very outgoing guy. He gets along with all the players, staff, coaches. So yeah, he's just that. He's always brings that little sunshine. Just keeps everyone happy and all that. So yeah, he's a good guy to have around the clubhouse.
Yeah, he definitely does. I'm curious to know a little bit about your preparation for a start. How much time do you spend, whether it be in the video room, looking at opposing batters, looking at your own stuff? What kind of things do you look at when you're getting ready for a start?
最初の初日
Yeah, day one the day after I pitch, I look through my own data and also check if I was tipping, making sure I'm proactive and getting ahead of that, working with me, and yeah, when it comes to day 3 and day 4, I start looking at the next opponent and see how I can attack them.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing just how you get ready for stuff. Okay, so I know your wife is mega famous in Japan, obviously, as are you. When you're walking down the street, who do more people want to take pictures of, you or your wife?
Yeah. Still, yeah.
It's still the player at the end of the day, right?
Because baseball is, most popular sports in Japan, so.
Yeah, no, it's, I mean,
everybody watching the MLB, so.
A lot of people watch baseball.
Undoubtable.
Was it, did you watch a lot of Major League Baseball as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, really? Who's your team?
Yeah, Seattle and Yankees, because Ichiro and Matsui. Yeah.
That makes sense to want to watch all of that. When you think about, now what you've already accomplished is so impressive. What other goals do you have for what you want to accomplish in this game?
World Series.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
And that's and that's. I'm just telling you, that's the mentality. I think that everyone should want to have. You're here to win a championship, and every step you can take to get there, it's a big deal.
Yeah, world champion, and I want to play until 40 years old.
Is there a reason why is 40 just a number, or just because that's just what is a goal you set? Did that come from somewhere?